What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the poker vlog. It is Thursday, August 2nd. Can't believe it's already August. We're more than halfway through 2023, but that's all right. We're going to keep grinding it out and see if we can't make the second half of the year even better than the first half of the year. Earlier this week, I played a session at Resorts World Saturday night. It was Saturday, July, what was that, the 30th, I believe, or the 29th or the 30th. Couple of hands that I'm going to include from that session. Nothing crazy happened. We just had a couple interesting spots that I want to share with you all, so I'll include those hands. We ended up losing $43 at that session on Saturday. Tuesday night, I ended up meeting a friend down on Fremont Street. We went out to dinner. We went to Evil Pie. It's an Evel Knievel themed pizza / bar restaurant. I'm going to share some of that footage with you on this vlog, so stay tuned for that. I thought it was a really cool place. The pizza was good. You know, they're all kind of themed pizzas. So I got a slice of the Berry White and a slice of the Cheesy Rider. Forgot what my friend got, but I thought all around it was decent pizza. Really cool ambiance, so, you know, neat theme for that type of a place. If you're ever in downtown Las Vegas and you're in the mood for a slice, I highly recommend you check it out. Price was very reasonable as well, so you can't go wrong with affordable pizza and a nice environment. So I'll share some of that with you. If you want to skip that stuff and you want to go straight to the poker, just look at the timestamps in the description below. You can click on that and it'll take you right to the poker hands. For all of you poker junkies who don't want to see any of the B-roll stuff, go ahead and click on that and you can go right to the poker hands. So for today, we are at South Point. We're going to jump back in to the 1-2 streets. We're going to see if we can't run it up. I'm hoping that the games are a little bit looser this time. The last couple times I've been here, the tables have been pretty tight. So hopefully that's not the case today. Hopefully we can get into a game where we've got some action going. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we can run it up. And I appreciate all of you watching. I appreciate all of the support. I will see you in just a moment at the table, and I will update you all as to the results for this session when we get to the outro. See you at the table. Now that we got the Vegas stuff out of the way, let's get into some poker. We pick up ace jack offsuit in the cutoff. We've got a limper in middle position. I raise this up to $12. That gets the button and the small blind out of the way. Big blind decides $12 is a good price, and so does the limper. So we're going to go three ways here to a flop. And the flop comes down, giving us top pair, top kicker, jack, 5, 4 with 2 clubs. There's also a straight draw out there. Both players check it over to us, so I make it $20 to go. Trying to get value from those hands that I just mentioned. Worse jacks, flush draws, straight draws. You get the idea. Unfortunately, both players decide $20 is too much to continue on this exact board. So they both put in the fold. We take down a small pot to start the night. All right, we've got 9-7 of spades. We are in the hijack. We are playing short-handed, 5 people are currently at the table, so we are first to act pre-flop. The $6 button straddle is on. I make it $15 to go, and that gets the cutoff and the button to fold. But the small blind and the big blind both decide that $15 is a good price. So they put in the call, and we are going to go 3 ways here to a flop. Flop gives us a pair. We see 10, 7 for rainbow. Both players check. We're not checking. We bet $20. Could be going a little bit larger here on this board, maybe $25 to $30. As played, both players put in the call, so we are going to continue 3 ways to the deuce of hearts on the turn. Doesn't change much, but when both players check, I decide to exercise a little pot control here and check as well. And we see the jack of hearts on the river. Small blind checks again. The big blind does not check here. He decides that he's going to wager on this river card. He makes it $45 to go. I think over my options here, I have some blockers to the straight. I think this player can have a lot of ace-X type holdings that have missed. I think he can have some pocket pairs that he might be turning into bluffs. I don't believe him. I don't think he's got the goods. I go ahead and put in the $45 call here on the river. And the small blind decides $45 is too much money, so he goes ahead and gets out of the way. And the player in the big blind immediately says, "You are good," and he folds. We turn over our pair and take down this pot. He later told me he just had ace high. So he was turning, ace-X into a bluff here on this river, and we take down this pot. All right, this is a fun one. We've got ace, 7 of spades on the button. We are playing at a full table again now. We got some new players that just sat down. Folds around to us, make it $10 to go, and the small blind puts in the call. So we're going to go heads up here to a flop that comes down 9-9 deuce with 2 spades, giving us a flush draw on a paired board. Small blind checks. We decide that we want to continue firing here on this flop. Don't expect the small blind to have much. We put in $15. He quickly calls, and we go to a turn, which is the 7 of clubs, giving us a pair. So when the small blind checks, I decide to exercise a little control here and check back. And we see the ace of hearts on the river giving us 3 pair. So when the small blind leads out for $17, we snap call and we take down that pot. Okay, big blind special. We've got 8-3 off suit, really premium holding, and it limps around to us. We decide that we're not going to be raising our 8-3 offsuit, and we check our option. So we end up with 3 players here going to a flop, and the flop comes down pretty good for 8-3 offsuit, I would say. We see 8-8-5 with 2 clubs. The small blind checks, we check, and the hijack checks, and we see the 10 of spades on the turn. Now the small blind decides to put in $10. I'm going to keep ranges wide here, and I call the $10, and the hijack calls the $10. And we see the 5 of hearts on the river giving us a full house. When the small blind bets 15, for some reason, I don't know why, I just decide to call here. Not sure exactly what the F I was thinking in the moment. I think we should be raising here. I think we can get value from hands like 10x, 5x, and he does indeed show ace 5. So he had a worse full house that would have most certainly paid us off had we made it $50 or $55 to go there. Unfortunately, we just miss a buttload of value. I think at the time my mind was thinking never go broke in a limped pot. But what are we really afraid of here? I don't know. There's not much to really be concerned about. I think we got to be raising there on that river to get max value with our big blind special. Let me know what you guys think about this hand. Leave a comment below. Would love to hear your feedback. And if we should be raising here on this river, I think it's a 100% yes, but curious to hear what you all think as well.
10.
Okay, one of everyone's favorite unpaired hands, ace, queen, off, suit, under the gun, first to act, pre-flop. I make it $10 to go here. I know a lot of you in the comments think I raise too small pre-flop, but this table has been playing super tight, and as you're about to see, everyone folds except for the big blind. So we are going to go heads up here to a flop, which comes down king 6-4 with 2 diamonds. Not great for our exact hand, but it is good for our range. So when the big blind checks, I go ahead and make it $14 to go, and they snap fold. It's a bit of a challenge lately trying to get action in these 1-2 streets. What are you going to do though? You just got to keep trying and see if you can't get into good spots. We take down a small pot here. All right, pocket queens, the ladies in the hijack. We see a middle position raise to $11. Player in middle position to my right puts in the $11 call, and we are not going to be calling here. I bump this up to $40, 3-betting our pocket queens, trying to get some action going here. Original raiser puts in the fold, and the player to my right folds as well. So we end up taking down a small pot. Okay, apologies, I started recording late on this hand. I raised this up to $10 pre-flop, and we got called by our buddy Rob in the cutoff. So we're gonna go heads up here to king 8 deuce rainbow. Rob decides to put in the check. I check back here on this board, and we see the 10 of diamonds giving us a pair on the turn. Rob now decides to put in the old $11 bet. We're going to be calling here. I think he's full of it. So we put in the 11 bucks, and we see a brick on the river, the 3 of hearts. Rob now decides to fire out for $15 here on this river. I don't think he has a king. I don't think he's got a better 10. I put in the call, and he says he's got an 8. A 10 is going to beat an 8. So we go ahead and we take down this small pot from Rob. Always nice playing with you, Rob. Sorry we had to win this hand this time. I'm sure you'll get me next time. All right, we've got 2/5 of a royal flush, ace, jack of spades in the big blind. Got a couple of limpers in middle position, and the button decides after some deliberation here to let their cards go. Small blind decides to complete, which I think is a pretty weak hand. We are going to be raising this up. I make it $12 to go, but the dealer makes a mistake. They had already pulled in the money thinking I was checking, which I was certainly not. So they have to go back and tell the limpers it's $10 more to go, and the limpers do not like it. They fold, but the small blind puts in the $10, and we go to a flop here. And the flop gives us a straight draw, 2, 5, 4 rainbow. Small blind checks, and I check here as well. I think our ace high can be good quite a bit of the time. Deuce of clubs, he checks. We fire out $15, and he pretty much snap folds. I think he just had probably some weak Broadway cards there that didn't connect, and we end up taking down a small pot here. Little confusion with all the limpers, but we got things sorted out, and we win this hand. I'm a little bit embarrassed on the way I played this hand, but I'm putting it all out there for you to see. We are in the small blind with pocket 10s. We've got a very tilted, very aggro player here on the button. He lost a big pot earlier when his flopped set got sucked out on by 2 pair on the turn. So he's been very aggro and very active, and he steam raises to 15 here. I go ahead and call, and I keep ranges wide. I think we should be 3-betting here, trying to get value. He's going to have a very wide range on the button in general, but because he is tilting, I think his range is even wider here. We see a flop of deuce, deuce, 8, giving us an overpair on a board that's very unconnected. I check, he immediately bets 15, and I decide $15 is a good price, and I just call. I think this is mistake number 2. I think if we're not raising pre-flop, we should be raising here on this flop. And we see the jack of diamonds on the turn. I check. He doesn't think too long here before firing out for $45. Now I don't know where I'm at because of the way I've played this hand. I'm not sure if I'm good here. I think he can have a lot of Jack X type hands in his range that just got there on the turn. So after thinking things over, I decide there are better spots for me to get involved with this player. I think there's going to be other opportunities, so I decide to fold. If you like watching me butcher premium hands here, please do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss me butchering hands like pocket tens on future episodes. Okay, we're up against our tilted friend here again who raises it to $10 in middle position. I'm in the hijack. I decide to put in a call here with Jack 9 suited. I want to get involved with this player. He's been playing pretty wildly, to say the least, so definitely want to be getting into some pots with this player as much as I possibly can. And we see Queen Jack 8 here with 2 spades. He immediately fires out for $10. We're not going to be folding. We made a pair, and we have some backdoor potential here as well. So I put in the call, and we see the 6 of spades on the turn. Not the best card here, but he checks, and we check it back. We go to a river, which is another 6, the 6 of diamonds. He decides to check again. I decide to check back here, and we take down this small pot here with our pair of jacks. Not sure if I can be betting there and getting called by much worse. I think it's best to just take our showdown value with our 2 pair. That's what I decide to do. But let me know in the comments if you think there's any value to be had there on the turn or on the river, given that we're up against a very tilted aggro player. All right, 2/5 of a royal flush, king 10 of spades. We are under the gun to the $5 straddle. We're going to be raising this up. I make it $15 to go. Under the gun +1 decides $15 is too much. Middle position player decides it's a good price and puts in the $15 call. Everyone else gets out of the way, and it's now back to the straddle who puts in the additional $10. So we're going to go 3 ways here to a flop, stuck in the middle between 2 players. We see king, deuce, 4 with 2 hearts. Straddler checks. I go ahead and fire out for $25 here on this flop. And the middle position player does not think too long at all before calling, and that brings along our friend in the straddle as well. So we're going 3 ways to a turn, which gives us top 2 pair, the 10 of clubs. When the straddler checks, I am going to continue betting here. I want to build a pot so we can easily get this in on the river if it's a safe river card. I make it $75 to go, just a little bit shy of 2/3 pot. And again, the middle position player doesn't think too long here before calling this $75 bet. Now it's back on the straddler who is tanking. He thinks for quite a while about his options here. I'm hoping he's going to be jamming or making some sort of crazy play. But unfortunately, after tanking for maybe 20, 25 seconds, he decides $75 is too hefty of a price, and he puts in the fold. So I am just praying for a non-heart river here, and we see the deuce of clubs. Now, I feel like this does complete some backdoor flush draws, but most of the main draws missed here, so I think we have a clear jam with $204 left. Less than a pot-sized bet. I put in the shove, and the player in middle position tanks for a little bit and sighs and ends up making the call. I feel like we're probably good here. I turn over king 10 and he shows ace 8 of clubs. He runner flushed us to take down that pot to end the night. All right, so it is the day after our session at South Point, Friday, August the 4th. Didn't get a chance to record the outro last night, so I'm doing that now. If I'm talking a little bit funny, it's because I just got Invisalign and I'm still getting used to having these in my mouth, so my speech might be a little impaired. You might like it better, you might not. I don't know, I'm just letting you know that's why. So as you saw, the session didn't really go our way last night. I feel like we ran into a cooler there at the end when our top two pair didn't hold up. And I think that's kind of been what's going on with poker in general. So across the last 3 sessions that I played, Resorts World, Golden Nugget, and then last night at South Point, I'm down $643, so a little over 2 buy-ins. And yeah, poker's been a little bit rough lately. It's been a little challenging. So I took some steps to start to improve my game. I signed up for advanced poker training. Not endorsed or sponsored by them or anything. I just have liked what I've seen on other poker vlogs and other videos. So I thought I would give their site a chance and see if it could help me to improve my game. So I'm going to start studying there. And I'll also share on the vlog, we'll run some simulations and get a sense of what the best play is in certain spots. And I'll share that with you guys in future episodes. I won't get too geeky or too nerdy with it, but I think it's always good to get an idea of what the best approach is in a certain situation. So stay tuned for that. If you like the episode, please do hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And hit that subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes. Also the notification bell. Hit that notification bell. Thank you all so much for the support. The channel has grown way faster than I thought it would. Frankly, I'm a little overwhelmed at how quickly it's grown over the past couple of months. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch and join along as I go through this poker journey. So thank you all for the support. I will see you in episode 15. Be well and take care.